This is the SHL Network. To be champions, you must work hard. Every shot, every goal, unlocking your potential. Because when the puck drops, it's game time.
From West Meadows Ice Arena, we are live for the semifinals of the Red Varsity Division right here on the SHL Network on YouTube Live. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into the broadcast here for our first of 4 semifinal games, the first 2 of which the Red Varsity Division, the latter 2 of which a part of the combined Varsity Division. Alongside Luke Jordan, we've got Dylan Ward, Wes Anderson down on ice level. I am Max Anderson here with the play-by-play here for Game 1 of this semifinal, which features the rivalry here in the state of Illinois between New Trier and Loyola. We'll get started in just a couple of minutes here, but Luke, bringing you into the broadcast here. These teams know each other so well, and we'll likely get another instant classic here in the semifinals.
Oh, without a doubt, Max. Just considering the stakes of this game alone, you can already feel the instant classic energy in here. 2 teams meeting for the 8th time in a season. We talked to Adam Charis before the game. He talked about how time and time again, he is so familiar with playing St. Ignatius on the season, as well as, of course, this rival Loyola squad. And it's not just a new rivalry, it is a classic one. You are not only playing for yourself and your time, but for the former players that haven't got the chance to play at this level.
Going to bring Dylan Ward in here. Dylan, nobody follows this league as close as you do. You've called many of these games. What are you expecting here tonight?
Well, it's going to be a bloodbath, no doubt about that. Luke just mentioned it, 8th meeting of the season. You don't see that every day. 3 regular season, 1 in the O'Grady Cup final, not even just the tournament in general, but the final, and then the SHL semifinals. But this one, the biggest of them all. New Trier has won 5 of 7, but if Loyola wins this one, all of those are forgotten.
Getting ready to get started. We're going to send it down to ice level where Loyola is looking to advance to the state championship. Wes Anderson standing by with Scott Serralo. Wes.
Thanks, guys. Coach, I feel like a broken record every time we talk to you. Charlie Trapp gives up 5 goals against New Trier Blue, comes back with a 37-save shutout yesterday. How he responded?
Obviously, we loved it. I mean, that game meant a little bit extra because, we thought he was the goalie of the year and he was playing the git that was voted that. So, I was glad to see that result.
Now the opposite side of things on the offensive side, Pearson Daverman, 5 points in these state playoffs. How has he impacted this team to get you to this point in the playoffs?
He's just using his strongest attributes, which are his speed and his shot, and we hope that he continues to do that tonight because he's a real weapon for us.
Now, I feel like this never gets old. It's your 8th time facing this New Trier team. It's the premier rivalry in the state of Illinois. Does this ever get old for you or the players?
No.
That's what I thought. Thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
Guys, back up to you.
What an absolutely perfect way to end that interview with Scott Serralo. And the short answer, no, I think is what we're all thinking with this matchup, that getting started here in just a couple of minutes.
I mean, I think even for this broadcast crew up here, I never like to make it about us, but we see these teams play time after time, and there's always so much excitement, so much anticipation, so many bodies in the building, and it's going to be still a late arriving crowd on its way as well. This place is going to be packed, and we are ready to go.
Yeah, I think if we got a best of 50 series throughout the season between these 2 teams, we'd broadcast every one. Obviously, we'd love to broadcast these games whenever these 2 teams meet. I don't think a year has gone by of the SHL Network's history that we didn't cover at least 1 or 2 of these matchups.
It's a historic rivalry. We've talked a good about Loyola. Quick thought on New Trier, maybe quietly going for their 4th straight state championship. Hard to be the back-to-back state title winners and almost feel like nobody's talking about them. You know that's weighing on their minds, that they want a statement here tonight, get to Allstate, and go for that 4th in a row.
I mean, absolutely. They lost some exposure when they got that number 2 seed instead of their number 1, but we forget that this team could very much four-peat for the first time since 2002. Mind you, they've already done it in their school's history. They're simply one of the best in the state all time, trying to prove things here, 1 win away from the Allstate Arena.
Warm-up clock has completed. Both teams are gathered around their goals. It is a rivalry that we've talked about. Also, how many times these teams played. Wouldn't matter if it was New Trier or Loyola. If it was any high school hockey team playing 8 times in one season, you'd start to get a real rivalry feeling. But with these 2 teams, it's all the more here in the state semifinals with a trip to Allstate Arena on the line. The winner of today's game will face the winner of the next game after this one between Glenbrook South and St. Viator. We've got business to take care of first, so it's time to turn it over to our public address announcer, Sam Schwartz.
Fans and friends, and welcome to West Meadows Ice Arena for the AHAI High School Red Varsity Semifinals. Today's game features the Loyola Ramblers versus the New Trier Travians. It's now time to meet today's starting lineups. First for the visiting team, the 3-seeded Loyola Ramblers. They are coached by Scott Cirillo. Here is his starting lineup. At left defense, senior number 34, Anthony Donato. At right defense, junior number 12, Patrick Dine. At left wing, senior number 77, Jack Blazechowski. At right wing, junior number 10, Henry Hoffman. At center, junior number 21, Max Kading. And in goal for the Ramblers, number 1, junior Charlie Trapp. And now the starting lineup for the home team, the 2-seeded New Trier Travians. They are coached by Adam Cheris. Here is his starting lineup. At left defense, senior number 8, Nolan Nuggets. At right defense, senior number 24, Kai Yang. At left wing, senior number 10, Jack Wallopin. At right wing, junior number 27, Dane Lohmeyer. At center, senior number 13, Jack Hirschtritt. And in goal for New Trier, junior number 26, Max Reed. Let's meet today's officials. The referees are Colby Byers and Brandon Keeney. The linespeople are Brian Kenny and Josh Horowitz. Today's off-ice officials. The game timekeeper is Don Kagabine. The official scorer is Sam Schwartz. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise if you are able and willing and face the flag as we honor our country and those who serve with a recording of soloist Wayne Mesmer of our Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly was bursting in our gate roof through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We are ready to go from West Meadows Ice Arena. Quick look at how these teams got here. The quarterfinal wins yesterday for New Trier over St. Ignatius, a 4-1 win, and a tight one for Loyola. It was 1-0 for about 40 minutes of that game until an empty netter, but a 2-0 win for Loyola to get them here. You see the one upset in terms of seedings being Glenbrook South, having beaten York yesterday. They will take on St. Viator in our second matchup.
Yeah, Max, you mentioned it, a 1-0 game without that empty netter. Max Kading with that only goal past the netminder. He has really turned it up to another level between state and SHL playoffs. He's coming into this one on a 6-game point streak, coming off a 3-point night in that Game 3 loss to New Trier 7-4 back at Winnetka Ice Arena. Guys, this is going to be an amazing show.
I mean, and it's what you need in the playoffs. You need guys that are considered your depth guys to step up, and Loyola is getting that right now from a very balanced attack on offense, but their toughest task at hand right now.
17 minutes up on the clock if you're new to high school hockey and just tuning in with us here for the semifinals. 17-minute periods. They'll play 3 of them. There will be a 2-minute intermission between the first and second period, no ice cut, and a full ice cut and roughly 15-minute intermission between second and third periods. New Trier, Loyola on deck. One of these two teams is going to punch their ticket to the state championship game this coming Friday at 8:30 p.m. at Allstate Arena. And with that, we are underway from West Meadows Ice Arena. Max Anderson, Luke Jordan, Dylan Ward, and Wes Anderson with you on the call. Patrick Dine plays the puck on the far half wall. Comes to Blazkowski in the corner, trying to chip it up the wall, but New Trier aggressive, trying to keep the puck in the zone. Falls to Oyang in the neutral zone. And blockered away by Charlie Trapp up into the netting for a whistle just 24 seconds into the game.
And I think this gives me a good chance to relay my keys to the game real quick for each side. I always like to write down 2. For New Trier, you got to stay out of the crap. We've seen them let the emotions get the best of them. And then also, you can't let the SHL final mess with you, and they haven't. They've kept that confidence on the offensive end. For Loyola, it's trap or be trapped. Charlie Trapp is going to be a defining factor in this game, as well as play loosely. Don't play uptight just because it's a state semifinal game.
Herschritt wins the draw, but not able to keep possession in the offensive zone. Blazkowski trying to carry it out himself. Has the puck taken off his stick. Lohmeyer and Herschritt below the goal. Now Dine hands off for Daverman, who tries to clear up the wall, but not able to get it past the point. Eventually, it's Donato who carries the puck out. Getting the puck deep and going for the change is the Trevians. They'll get 5 fresh skaters on the ice. Donato chips forward into the neutral as Loyola goes for changes as well. Here's Marino, centering pass, good stick, pops the puck out. The shot from Jenner Layden hits a body in front, never got all the way through to Trapp.
That's what I'm talking about for Loyola. They're playing a little bit out of position right now. You got to know your defensive assignments and cannot allow any opportunities in the danger zone.
Connor McCauley drops the puck in. He had a hat trick himself earlier in these playoffs against St. Ignatius White. Now 3-on-3 come the Trevians. Marino takes a shot, tries to go high on Trapp, goes over the bar, and it rings around the boards and out. McCauley settles the puck, carries it forward for Loyola, trying to establish their first offensive zone time of the game. Rink wide, Roween gets a piece of it, but can't control it. Sent right back in on Max Reed. Here's Layden. Tries to go rink wide, looking for Roween. Roween staying with it, but offsides. Had Knight played the puck any further. Now Layden, high slot, takes a shot, missing the mark of Charlie Trapp. Centering. Andrews coming up, but Nicky lays the wood on Andrews not to let him get a shot off.
Yeah, watch for Andrews to have some fresh legs in this game. He was a scratch yesterday for New Trier, getting called up now in the semifinal game.
Tommy Tingle with the puck for Loyola. He'll try to move up the middle of the ice, looking for Lochnicki. Lochnicki tries to go rink wide, looking for Pearson Daverman. And now a big hit in the Loyola bench. Loyola fans love it. New Trier fans want a penalty, but will play on.
Absolutely clean hit, Max.
Puck in on Trapp. Bit of a slow whistle, but finally happens, and Loyola have an offensive zone draw out of it.
Guys, a lot of broadcasters will say it is so crucial to score the first goal, but when you look at these stats, New Trier in the regular season and SHL playoffs combined 18-3 when they opened the scoring. On the other side, Loyola 17-2-1. These two teams do not lose a lot when they go up 1-0.
Draw comes to Luke Berghoff, gets a quick shot in on Reed, but turned aside, and breaking out is Lohmeyer. Puck hits the linesman as Oying trying to clean it out of his own zone. Herstrit just missing Lohmeyer, turns it over to Donato. Donato, shot blocked. And Lohmeyer with some speed and space up the middle of the ice, trying to create a 2-on-1. Lohmeyer, pass across, Trapp with a left pad save, and not Jack Herstrit's best contact on the shot. But it was an important save for Trapp here early on.
Yeah, risky move by Loyola defensively to try to take away the pass there, or the shot instead of the pass there. Usually you want to take away the passing lane, but they left it wide open. They trust Trapp moving from side to side, though.
Matchup's going to be key here as well today. Loyola will have to decide first, and New Trier match throughout this game. Backhanded shot calmly scooped up by Berghoff for a whistle with 13:18 remaining in the first.
And guys, the control of the middle of the ice is really going to be the key factor in tonight's game. We've already seen so far that the New Trier defense is doing a good job of clogging up the middle, really giving the Ramblers difficulties trying to move the puck out of their zone. Even though they're leading in the shot total right now, it's going to be a key factor in this afternoon's game.
And that's the voice of Wes Anderson down at ice level, our goaltending expert here on the network.
Trying to find Wes down there. I don't see him in his usual spot he was at yesterday.
Yeah, he's got the corner boards today. I think he took a lesson from all the pucks that flew near his vicinity.
Not only that, just better sight lines down here. You can see the entire ice. Everyone's standing up on the bench, so when I'm in that penalty box, it's kind of difficult to see in the corner. So just trying to be able to make sure I can see the full ice and give you guys some great detail from ice level.
Hockey fans, visit ChicagoWolvesStore.com to pick up the official 2026 High School State Championships t-shirt and souvenir puck, along with a wide selection of Wolves jerseys, sweatshirts, tees, hats, and more. Find all of that at ChicagoWolves.com. Turnover is winning the puck, but not able to get a shot off was Henry Hoffman. Dismissing everybody, and will be icing. Both teams feeling each other out a bit here early on.
Yeah, it's an unpredictable matchup. In case you guys are curious, of course, we love posting on social media the prediction of the game. At Puck Drop, about 70% of our fans, at least followers on SHL Network Instagram, are voting for New Trier to take it and go to the state championship. Be sure to follow us on SHL Network Instagram if you want your voice in that poll.
And also, if you're watching us on YouTube directly, if you would like and subscribe, we always appreciate that. We're coming up on 4,000 subscribers to the channel. Would love to hit that mark at some point today. I think we're under 100 away, so if you don't already, please like and subscribe.
'Tis the season.
Chase Marino following it up, takes a shot, doesn't make the cage of Charlie Trapp. Selleck keeping it alive at the near point, down the near half wall. Layden trying to dig it out. Roween going for the front of the net, can't get him the puck, and spun around the boards. Back to neutral ice for Selleck. Layden deflects it up into the netting, so we'll have a neutral zone draw here with 12:11 left in the period.
How about Jenner Layden? He was sick for a long time, mid-January to mid-February, came back, and yesterday a huge shorthanded goal against St. Ignatius that eventually resulted in that 4-1 win. But that losing stretch that New Trier had at the end of the regular season, that was without him in the lineup. You can see the impact he makes to the Men in Black.
You mentioned the Men in Black is New Trier in these alternate uniforms. Black base with the green cut. A broadcaster's dream to call.
Especially for the netting, huh, Max?
It's going to be a challenge, but one we're willing to accept. Below the goal, Dwyer, centering pass, but nobody in the slot for Loyola. And able to rifle the puck out off the glass and far enough for icing. We'll head right back into the New Trier zone.
Yeah, I saw Charlie Cannon in the race there. As we get a look at our sponsors, there were a couple players on both sides skating through the opposition's warm-up area, their warm-up half of the ice, and it's just one step to the insane amount of mental games these two teams are going to play with each other, because it's going to likely be the more disciplined team that wins this game. There is no doubt in my mind that every player on that ice is trying to get into the other team's head.
Draw to the left of Reed. Won by Loyola. Quick shot off the draw. And a blocker saved by Reed to keep us scoreless.
Nice look. Daverman has a really nice shot, and it is piped right on Reed off the face-off. It's a quick draw back, and that's how Loyola lines up. They have a winger directly behind. Watch right here. They win it back right on. But Max Reed prepared for the occasion.
Again, same play. The shot this time wide off the shot of Daverman. Solomon and Dwyer knock each other down, but Loyola keeping the puck in the offensive zone. Centering, looking for Lochnicki, just can't quite connect. Comes to the near corner. Back to the point. Played down along the wall by Chris Cox. Nolan Nagets for George Knight. Coming forward is Solomon. 2-on-4, but gets a shot in the slot. With some space was Tommy Lividitis.
And guys, just going back to how these two teams are going to mix and match. We saw the first Daverman chance that New Trier immediately changed the center. George Knight came in to take the draw on that second chance opportunity. Just goes to show you how well these teams match up against each other.
Yeah, and a look here on the replay. Good positioning by Trapp. He's decently up on the top of the crease. Just easy butterfly save, and one of the easier saves that either of these netminders will have to make all day. Two Allstate goalies in the net between Charlie Trapp and Max Reed. Fun one.
Played out of the zone by Donato. Now with speed is Hoffman. Near circle, Hoffman takes a shot. Reed, not the cleanest, and a quick whistle. That puck was nowhere near secure, and frankly, a break for New Trier.
Well, I mean, we've seen worse. I think New Trier is going to have that rebound anyway, but yeah, you could still sense the frustration from Loyola's side. How about Henry Hoffman on that try? He's been having a great SHL playoffs, a great state playoffs, just a junior for Loyola. And I talked about it, depth pieces stepping up. Hoffman is a great example of that.
Offensive zone draw. Loyola with good pushback here over the last 4 or 5 minutes after New Trier started with the puck mostly in Loyola's zone. Now loose in the slot, but Loyola couldn't get a clean shot off. And now Marino lets the traffic clear and will play up the middle of the ice. Donato right back, apparently a deflection, so no icing as Herstrid takes over for the Trevians.
Yeah, you could see some frustration from the New Trier bench. They thought for sure that thing hit nothing on the way down for an icing, but here they are in the O-zone anyway.
Puck loose and taken away by Hoffman. 2-on-2 come the Ramblers. Blazejowski trailing Hoffman, and a nice play by Selleck to force off the puck, but Marino blows a tire and will give Loyola a chance to win the puck in the offensive zone, but they were in a change, so no bodies to support the puck. Blazejowski wins it right back. Shot from a sharp angle as Gabal puts it in on Reed, but easily turned aside as the play up the ice. I think that hit off a Rambler skate nearly in on Reed. Berghoff now on the chase on the forecheck, but not able to make hay as the puck comes all the way down to Loyola's zone, but no icing. Stretch pass as Berghoff gets his stick on it up into the netting, but we'll have a neutral zone draw.
Guys, you mentioned New Trier going for their 4th straight state championship. All those 3 before this year, they were the #1 seed. This year, they're the #2 seed. Bit of a curse for the #2 seed. Not only has the 2 seed not won the state championship, They haven't made the state championship game since 2018. You think back, York was the 3 seed, the 7 seed. Bennett, the 7 seed last year. Before that, Stevenson, St. Viator, that was 3-4. So something about this 2 seed. New Trier, if they win today, they could be the first 2 seed to make it to the dance in a long time.
Of course, the favored St. Viator side will take on GBS, who, according to the bracket at least, upset York yesterday as a shot snapped and gloved by Trapp. But certainly, I don't think anyone would consider that a major upset of any kind. Those 2 teams went back and forth all season.
Well, when I talked to Jim Philbin before the broadcast, he said there hasn't been an upset all day. We're looking for the first one. After the game, he looked at me when I was going on the ice to interview Thomas Preston, pointed at me and said, upset.
I mean, I would say I think it's a minor upset, especially with how well York has played down the stretch. You had GBS, who was playing without Blake Hoffer. You got to give South credit.
Draw back to the point. Nagats plays below the circle. The whiff on the shot as Dine comes to challenge for Loyola. Donato trying to wrap it around the boards and out, but kept in by Oyang. His shot wide of the cage of Trapp. It'll allow Luke Jobert to break out for the Ramblers. The sophomore Jobert, one of the stalwarts offensively for this Loyola team. Dine hesitates, almost leads to an odd man chance for Alex Roween. Now Oyang stepping up, but not able to clear the line, and offsides is the call.
Yeah, it's just a communication thing. Picking your head down right at the blue line here for Oyang, and just offsides there. Looked to have been Knight. A little bit tough to see on the replay with the numbers, but one way or another, we're headed in between the blue lines.
And guys, you might have a better angle than me. It seems like in the last 2 or 3 minutes that Loyola has really been trying to stretch the neutral zone. I think 3 or 4 times I've seen a few players cherry picking, especially Peter Lochnicki and McCauley. Let me know if you guys are picking that up from the booth up top.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Loyola should try to get more support, though, on the zone entry. They're making that pass from east to west, but they're not entering in with odd numbers. Just got to get that third guy in there for a 3-on-2.
Turned over in their own zone. New Trier trying to make play towards Loyola's goal. 5 shots for New Trier, officially 7 for Loyola, but not anything terribly high danger for either side at this point. Best chances probably for Loyola off of that face-off draw just a couple of minutes ago. Dwyer trying to change that dynamic. His shot deflected up into the netting for a whistle. And guys, speaking of a deflection, I feel like we've talked all SHL and state playoffs long. Something Viator has done such a good job of is getting in those shooting lanes throughout the playoffs. We've seen that carry teams to state championships.
Yeah, beautiful goal by Colton Newhouse yesterday in St. Viator's 5-1 win in the quarterfinals. It was a really innocent shot from the left point. I had no idea it was going in. I wasn't prepared to call the goal, but just a great stick by Newhouse, and was able to fool Spiegel and get that one home.
And right, that's something we talked about with Tim Benz this week. We got a chance to talk to him on our podcast. He said, he emphasized one of the things that has made this defense so good down the stretch is soaking up those shots, and it is visible, to say the least.
When you get to this point in the state tournament, 4 teams to go, anything you can do to help your team, you'll take the bruises on your arms and legs and chest and thighs if it means keeping the puck out of your net. Now scramble in the corner. 4 guys trying to dig loose the puck. Kading stabbing at it. Eventually it's Blazejowski that comes away with it for Loyola. 2-on-2, but Lohmeyer back to support as well. Drop the pass, blockered away, loose in the slot, but waiting for it is Selleck and takes it to the far wall and out.
Oh, sweet drop feed. They had Chase Marino out of position there. You don't get that too often.
Blazejowski tried to drag around Jack Hurstrip. He's able to chip it out. Dine stepping up to keep the play alive for Loyola. Deflection, says the linesman, so no icing. Rink-wide pass finds the stick of Chris Gall. Tries to go across ice looking for Kading. Not able to complete it, but following it up is Tommy Tingle. Now Hurstrip. Through the middle of the ice, and we're going to get our game's first penalty for a tripping call, and not a good one if you're a Rambler fan. Just a little bit too loose with the stick, and New Trier's power play going to be the first special team unit to get a chance. Tripping the call.
Yeah, Yeah, it's just one of those sequences where you kind of lose your legs. You're on the edge of a long shift there for Radel. At that point, you get reliant on reaching out with your stick. You just can't make those types of mistakes against this team or in a semifinal at all. Well, I mean, Loyola's penalty kill, if they can just do what they've been doing all season, I think they could be all right.
Luke Radel does not take a lot of penalties, guys. In his last 18 SHL games, he only had 2 trips to the box.
New Trier. Here's Herstrit, top of the near circle. Goes up top, slot extended. Right back to Herstrit, goes cross ice, far circle. In this slot, Yang shoots, glove save, trap. And if that's any indication of whether we've got locked in Charlie Trap, good start.
Guys, a great movement there by New Trier. Only 16 seconds off the clock, and you see how quickly they're able to get in there, snapping it around in that roll-type formation here on the power play, finding that open lane. But as you mentioned, Max, Charlie Trap with an excellent glove save.
Yeah, I just circled it on the screen. You're going to see it right here as well real quick. Look at all that space in the slot. You cannot be leaving any spot inside the house, like they like to call it in house hockey, open. You just can't let that shot happen, but you've also got Charlie Trap in net, so you feel a little bit better.
Trevian's able to control off the draw. Wolobin finds Nagitz. Near circle, Herstrit. Back to Nagitz, trying to get some movement, playing again into that slot. This time Loyola all over it and able to clear the zone.
Yeah, they're shape-shifting. They're going from a 1-1-2 to a diamond to a box. They always switch up depending on the location of the puck. Cardinal sin right there. You can't ice it on a power play.
Max, it reminds us of our good friend Taylor Ramel, who can ice the puck on the power play, something that he always talks about.
Folks, the high school state championships are coming up. Tickets are on sale now for the Illinois Boys Varsity Combined and Varsity Red High School State Championship games at Allstate Arena just 5 days from today on March 6th. For tickets, visit chicagowolves.com/state championships. Folks, we're counting on all of you at home to fill Allstate Arena and show the nation and frankly the world what Illinois high school hockey is all about. That coming up later this week.
5 days is absolutely wild.
Fire me up.
It sneaks up on you, no doubt about it. 1:05 left on the power play for New Trier. They had the one good look from Yang, but besides that, have not been able to establish possession. Skating with the puck, Nagitz drops it in the zone, but not out. Kept alive and not able to clear on the initial attempt, but able to get it out to Blazejowski, who's going to carry the puck forward, at least for the moment. Now trying to slow down is Blazejowski as he's a little bit out of position, but a good stick in the defensive zone from Tommy Tingle allows Loyola to get 3 fresh bodies on the ice. Now New Trier making changes with 30 left on the power play. Tingle again gets the puck out along the wall. Now Marino trying to clear space. Make his way around one man, not able to hold the puck initially, but gets it deep. But spun around the boards, no point presence on the near side for New Trier. Comes out with 5 to go on the power play. So the one good chance in the first 20 seconds of the power play. Now at the end of it, losing his edge. We've seen 2 or 3 guys now lose their edge behind the goal of Max Reed. Not sure if there's anything going on back there, but you don't see that very often.
It's a really bizarre location too, as you mentioned.
Wes, you're down there. Anything you notice about that area of the ice? We've just seen some inexplicable falls so far.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a wet spot, but outside of that, nothing from my end.
Shot from Joe Bear, point blank, wasn't able to get everything he wanted on it. Joe Bear again below the line. They get the deflection in front from McCauley, but goes up into the netting. We get a whistle.
Speaking of ice conditions, Luke, this was your home rink for many years when you played high school hockey. Any little things that we should know about up here in the broadcast booth and the folks at home should know?
I mean, I think
quirks about this place.
I think the one thing we learned yesterday is sometimes in that right near corner, the door can be a little bit wonky, but overall, I think for the most part, the ice here is absolutely beautiful. I very rarely see players tumble down below the net like that. I think the only case where this ice can get weary is on weekends like this where you have such talented hockey players on the ice absolutely carving it up. So over time, it'll start to show somewhere, but not as bad as
Here's
many.
Roween across, not able to handle it Layden, and he gets the puck wide of the net. Not able to get the shot on goal on a brief 2-on-1 there for the Trevians. Roween catches up to it in front of the Loyola bench. Leaves it for Layden. Gets it right back. Now laid in near circle, takes a shot, hit McCauley on its way to net. Trying to keep it alive with his boot was Henry Tucker, but not able to control it. And now we get icing with 3:40 to go.
Thank you to all of our great sponsors making these broadcasts possible. And not just possible, but the extent at which we are broadcasting, especially for the playoffs. Jimmy the Wiz has just been absolutely dialed in. We've got a big crew here.
A big thank you to AHAI as well, who partnered again. We've been partnering with AHAI for these state semifinal games for 7 years now with the SHL network. Glenn Joush, great partner of the network as well. We'll be here all day long for these two Red Varsity semifinal games as well as the combined ones coming up later this evening. .320 to go here in the first. Yet to see a score commence. Seeing some St. Viator players starting to get loose to our left as they'll play the next game.
There's that lineup again. They've got Daverman directly on the top of the circle here, right behind Dwyer at the face-off dot. Looking for that quick shot.
Instead, the Trevian's able to win it. It's Roween that's able to win the draw. Now Oyang out of his own zone. Leaves for Lividitis, chips ahead for Roween. Donato does a nice job of using his body to create some space and win the puck, but not out. Kept alive by Solomon. But no point presence once again. A couple of times now we've seen Trevian's expecting a near side point presence, and it hasn't been there.
Yeah, Oyang backing out safely.
Now near circle, getting a shot off, but deflects and never gets towards net. Dwyer gets it, trying to extend. Fine lock, Nicky, not able to complete it. Oyang enters the zone. Top of the near circle, Oyang is shot wide. And now we're going to get another penalty. This one's going to be against Loyola once again. Now the puck tangled in the linesman skates. 6 attackers on the ice. Delayed penalty for the Trevians. Across, wide open. Look, big save trap as Herstrit had all the space and time in the world but couldn't pick a corner.
Guys, bad penalty by Peter Lochnicki behind the play. He's going to go for interference here as he was coming up the ice. He made contact with a trailing defenseman.
71 yellow, minor interference.
You call that yellow or gold, guys?
Whatever works. I mean, gold's one syllable. I don't know why I don't just stick with that, but I guess it's right one way or another. Great first kill by Loyola. They just got to keep those legs moving, take away any shooting lanes. But the passing lanes, that was one weakness there on the first try.
Able to win the draw and clear off the open with 2:15 to go. Now Oyang leading the rush for the Trevians. They spread it wide. Herstrit tried to get it deep. Deflects back to Oyang. Now he'll drop it deep and give Roween a chance on the forecheck. Tingle able to get it past Herstrit at the near point. Back out to neutral ice.
Not too sure about this attempted zone entry here. They've got 2 guys that curl up towards the far blue line, but they're not too spread out usually, and there's not a lot of space opened up for anybody to walk over like Nagget's here.
And you just nailed it, Luke, as the Ramblers able to just squeeze them off the puck and clear.
You know, they're moving 2 guys at once, but they end up clustering near center. It's going to happen again. Trying to open up something on the outside now, but Loyola is all over it right now, Max.
Shot in from distance, gloved by Trapp, and it'll be an offensive zone draw with 1:10 left on the power play.
And that's just them shooting it on in because they know they've got nothing there. You've got Ramblers on each side ready to force you off to the boards, but there's not much of a, I mean, there's a pretty narrow lane there, and didn't trust himself to get through, wanted a change, and now he's going to get that.
And Luke, you normally see the teams that drop the puck back, kind of like how Patrick Kane used to do with the Blackhawks. Allows the team with the puck to alleviate a little bit of pressure in the neutral zone. Let's see if New Trier goes that here in the second period.
What did Pat Foley call that? The push him back entry?
Yeah, I mean, Oilers do it a good amount in the present day.
Backhanded shot, point blank to Trapp, still bouncing around the slot, whacking away to, finally a shot from Lohmeyer, finds the back of the net, 1-0 Trevians.
Boy, has he been the Rambler killer, Max. 2 goals and 1 assist in the SHL semifinal Game 3, and here he is to open up the scoring. I said it yesterday, when do you want to score goals? First minute of a period, last minute of a period. This is 20 seconds from that. It's a huge momentum shift before we head to the quick break here, Max.
And great puck pursuit there by the Trevians. Just a little bit of a broken play, a lot of chaos there in front of Trapp, but as you mentioned, Lohmeyer sticks with it, and a great shot to beat Trapp high to the glove side.
Yeah, you see that behind the net replay. You've got 3 guys watching the puck. They're all clustered in the low slot, and Lohmeyer's left wide open with a shooting lane as well. I don't know, are we able to run that back real quick, Jimmy? I know you're busy as is, but from behind the net, if we can get another look at that, I want the folks at home to see that breakdown. If not, no big deal. Yeah, it's all good. Maybe we'll look at it at the end of the first period. But you just cannot be clustered like that in a state semifinal game.
Puck below the goal of Max Reed, and New Trier gets the power play goal to open the scoring. How will Loyola respond here in the final minute of the first period? Rowan trying to play the puck off the near half wall. Selleck getting pressure. Plays it across for Chase Marino. Marino carries into the zone. Skates wide, centering pass. Can't quite find his man coming through the slot. Nick Thomas's rink-wide pass can't connect. Now a battle in the corner ensues. Under 30 to go here in the first period of the AHAI Red Varsity State Semifinal Game 1. Winner of this game will play Friday night, 8:30 p.m. at Allstate Arena for a state championship. Will it be New Trier's 4th straight go at it for a 4th straight state championship, or Loyola's first shot at it in 6 years? As this puck cleared down ice, and that will do it for the first period, or will we get a brief period? No, that will do it for the first period of action here from West Meadows Ice Arena. 1-0 our score.
Yeah, I mean, this goal right here, Dane Lohmeyer, that is killer to the momentum of this game. We talked about how good of a team Loyola is when they score first, but also against SHL opponents this season, unbeaten when leading after the first. So you know, if you're Scott Sorallo and company, you needed that opening goal. You didn't get it, and that's why you've got another 34 minutes of hockey at least left to play. So nothing to hang your heads about. You can't let it affect the game, though. I thought for the most part Loyola played a really good first period.
We'll take a quick timeout, come back with second period action in just a moment. You're watching the AHAI Red Varsity State Playoffs on the SHL Network on YouTube Live. Our audio coming through cleanly to you folks at home, around the country, around the world, wherever you may be watching. Go ahead and send Dylan a DM with maybe where you're set up watching this game to the SHL Network Instagram account, where you're watching from, what your setup is. Always appreciate our great viewers and fans from around the world able to tune in. Great crowd here for a Sunday afternoon. A huge student section for Loyola, developing one for New Trier, but still a quite full building here at West Meadows.
Absolutely, it's booming in here, and it has an effect on the game for sure. With some of the offsides we saw in that game, some players even yesterday couldn't hear the whistles at times, allowing for some shots after the whistle, and you know what happens after that. And boy, if that were to happen in this game, it could be trouble. Classic rivalry back underway.
Underway for the second period as puck comes right in on Max Reed. Shots in that first period, 10-9 in favor of the home and leading side. But ultimately, the most important number, 1-0 lead for the Trevians on the Dane Lohmeyer goal. Lohmeyer again with the puck. Well, taken away Kading for Loyola. Loyola has not shown much offensively so far today. Here's Rowan. Oyang skates behind the back pass. One-timer for Herstrit. Squeezed by Trapp. Good-looking movement from New Trier.
Absolutely fluid puck movement, to say the least. But, you know, the length of the passes weren't too far. Didn't make Trapp move too much, and that's a routine save for an All-State second-team All-SHL goaltender. And you saw Scott Sorallo just talk about how he thinks that Trapp should be goalie of the year. And I think if you can go to the Allstate Arena, prove more people wrong, you've absolutely got that nod.
Shot from Selleck finds the back of the net. The screen in front. Trapp never saw it. 2-0 New Trier.
Well, you said it perfectly, Max. A screen in front. I just was talking about how much praise Charlie Trapp deserves, but no goalie's gonna stop that one when you've got body upon body in the shooting lane. And that's exactly what New Trier knows to do. That's why they've had such dominant offense in games against Loyola on the season. You've got the screen out in the slot. You're gonna see it right from here. Quick developing, no lane whatsoever for Charlie Trapp. And he finds it right off the back of the net, and it bounces right out.
Can't quite tell if that hit Herstrit in front of the net. We'll wait the official scoring. The way he reacted, maybe he got a piece of it. I know Dylan's looking at a replay as close as possible. Regardless of whether Herstrit got a piece of it, getting in the way just completely shielded Trapp. Talk about taking away a goalie's eyes, and that's got Loyola down 2-0.
I want to see Loyola do that on the other end. They haven't looked too much to the point so far. I want them to replicate what they're seeing happen in their defensive zone. They can find some goals with it.
So Lohmeyer gets credit with the assist. I think I said Herstrit in front of the net. I guess it was Lohmeyer that got the deflection.
Guys, Sam is actually still calling the first goal right now. So, we got the second one coming up soon.
I take it back.
Frustration from Joe Bear, but I think he was just a kneecap offsides there. Seemed to have been a good call by the near side linesman. You can see that frustration starting to ember here for Loyola. They haven't really gotten it settled in the offensive zone too much. You need one good shift here to really get your guys going. I think it could come from this line: Dwyer, Daverman, and Lochnicki.
Now mishandled by Donato, but able to recover. Dine clears it out of the zone up the boards. Solomon turns it right back to Dine. Now Lochnicki. Rink wide for Donato. Space closes quickly. His shot goes over the head of Max Reed. Lochnicki near half wall, drops it down. So Selleck does officially get credit with the goal. No deflection in front. For Selleck, it's his first point of these state playoffs. Had 10 in the regular season, including 3 goals, but his first state playoff point. can't play the puck or would be offsides. Taking it back is Henry Tucker. Gall up the way, gets sandwiched off the puck, and it'll be a whistle.
And guys, with that second goal generated with a primary and secondary assist, extending his point total in this state playoffs to 7 points through 4 games, just shows you how important he is to this New Trier Trevians team.
You know, he wears the same number as Hans Huber, and he reminds me a lot like Hans Huber, a big-time player here, shining in the state playoffs.
Draw to the left of Reed. Trevians control off the boards and finally pushed out by Janetsko. The offsides if they played it again, so they have to let it go as Wilson kicked it into the zone. Now Radel, 4 guys against the near half wall trying to sort out possession, and sent across and out of the zone by the Trevians.
Very close to an interference call there on Julian Gabal. I know you want to be physical, turn some momentum, but you got to do it cleanly. That was close.
Rink wide, back and forth. Naggett skates it into the zone. Nolan Naggett's trying to play it up the slot. Now Naggett's far circle. Looking for an outlet. A collision here on the near side. New Trier wants an interference call as Chris Gall getting physical in front of his netminder.
Yeah, I didn't get a full look at that one, but it might be strike 2 there. You got to be careful because when you have too many interference-looking plays, the rest will start to catch a hold of them.
Now Wilson trying to win the puck on the near wall. Good move as Wolobin makes a man miss, draws a penalty, and New Trier, already in firm control of this game, will head back to the power play.
I mean, I think out of the 3 plays we saw on this shift, that one is maybe the least of a penalty, just kind of a swing from Tingle, and Willibimore loses his balance more than anything, but I think out of that entire shift, there had to have been a penalty called. They called a slash. So he must have went over the stick there, got a good hack at the top of the shaft, and that's enough for a penalty. Saw a similar penalty yesterday.
Ramblers need a big-time kill here if they want to inject some life back into their team. Going down 3-0 would not be ideal momentum-wise. Still a lot of time left.
New Trier with a goal here could put a stranglehold on this game, especially with the way they're playing defensively. Selleck drops it down the wall, gets it right back at the near point. Not a good pass across, but Trevian's able to keep it alive, Marino. And then a bad giveaway at the far circle is going to allow Loyola to break it out. Too much stick handling around the blue line from Blazejowski. Put his man off sides and just has to get rid of it.
Yeah, got to make that move when you get across, not when you're right at it.
Now Marino plays it off the wall, trying to get his own dump. Able to collect along the far half wall. Eventually Blazejowski, though, finds possession and hits a snowbank as he goes past the New Trier bench. Trying short-handed to make something happen is Blazejowski, but not able to get a shot off.
Yeah, I give him credit, but there's not much you can do there because his acceleration is so slowed down by just trying to track the puck with that snow buildup in front of the bench.
Now Jobert losing, that was Donato losing an edge as he went in trying to win the puck, and alert play by Reed not to let him. Jenner Layden carrying it into the zone for the Trevians. Carries it behind the goal, centering pass. Good pass and had some space. Did Lohmeyer. Another shot, that one off the post. And the Trevians buzzing, looking for their 3rd goal of the game. Layden drops for Lohmeyer, far half wall. Now the far point, Marino. Trevians sorting out their spacing. Comes to Marino, backdoor. The one-timer from Layden didn't get what he wanted on it. Clipped off the glass and out by Loyola. Fresh bodies on the ice both ways. On comes Marino. Drops. Herschritt waiting at the near point. Instead, a shot on goal, but over the bar. Will have been able to keep it alive at the near point. Near circle. Takes a shot. Gets the deflection in front. They score! It's Keegan Roween with the deflection in front of Trapp. 3-0.
And at that, one of the best deflections I think I have seen all season. That thing looks like it's going well off target until Ruin gets himself present in front of the crease. We're going to get a look at it here. Watch the trajectory of this shot. That's going wide. That is absolutely going wide. You think it's going to the far post, and all of a sudden it's right near the near post. As you get another look at it here, that's just opening up your body, deflecting it where trap isn't, and you're gonna get a perfect look right here. It's coming right to this angle. I mean, that's perfection from Keegan Roween. That's what you practice, and that's what just draws a timeout from Loyola.
A timeout taken by the Loyola Ramblers, trying to settle things down.
And guys, over the last 2 days, the special teams for the Trevians is really what's gotten it done. A shorthanded goal and a power play goal yesterday, and already 2 power play goals tonight. Just shows you how lethal they can be on both sides of the ends in terms of special teams.
Yeah, mind you, Loyola has the best penalty killing unit in the state. Throughout that SHL season, regular season, and playoffs, they were 87.9%, guys. And you know, I like this timeout. This is reminiscent. I know Dylan can remember last year, BGHW and Maine in the state combined semifinals that will be going on later today. BGHW got that 3-0 lead. Greg Morovska of Maine called the timeout, got his guys together in it was either the first or second period. It was early, just like this one. He got his guys back together. They rallied for 3 goals, forced overtime. They didn't pull out the win, but it was momentum changing.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Luke, but the one thing about hockey, right, is you only get 1 timeout per game, and that's very different from basketball, football even, where you get upwards of 6, maybe a half. So you have to use it wisely, and with Loyola burning this timeout, not that it's not needed, but you don't get it late in the game if you find yourself trailing by 1 in the dying moments.
Yeah, and that is the one real costly thing, but I think with your season on the line, down 3, you're willing to roll the dice no matter what. And you could tell Serralo, he's really emphasizing some words in that huddle, and he's letting them know this is your season. And this could be some of your careers. So you've got to go and play the next best just under 28 minutes of your life to maybe force more minutes of hockey.
10:59 remaining in a nightmare second period if you're a Rambler fan. Gotta find a way to change the momentum of things. First attempt at that was taking a timeout. Can they find a goal and get back in this game? Patrick Dine will do his best. Off the wall as McCauley catches up to it. Tries to play across for Joe Bear. Centering pass, nobody from Loyola ready for it. And Herstrid able to break it out. Wolobin. Rink wide for Lohmeyer. Now Trapp almost giving the puck away below the goal. Donato has to scramble to keep it from finding the stick of Wolobin. Now Herstrid below the goal. Herstrid winds, looking for an outlet. Back to the point. And Oyang almost took it out of the zone with a shot. Instead, the shot from Herstrid in the slot. Blocked by Rambler. Herstrid able to get the puck back. Wolobin circles, takes a shot, deflects off the glass. Maggots tried to keep it alive. Instead, it's going to be a 2-on-1 opportunity for Joe Bear. Joe Bear not able to get a shot off, and not really sure what Nick Thomas was doing on the far side. Just kind of didn't continue the 2-on-1. Wolobin's shot, Trapp can't handle it. And we're going to get a penalty against the Trevian, so maybe that's the break Loyola needs to try to get back in this game.
Wait, it might be on Joe Bear. Yeah, it's on Joe Bear. So Loyola, costly. Got no mic there, but I saw Luke Jobert kind of collide at the end of that, what seemed to be a 2-on-1. He got up, he worded something to the ref. I didn't see what happened on because it was so far behind the play, but clearly he let his frustration get the best of him, and I don't think that ref liked him too much after he was just yelled at, so not helping his case. You can see him, his head down right now. He knows he's got to be a key piece for Loyola to start this offensive comeback, and you can't do that when you're in the box. Offsetting calls, though, in the end, it seems.
So 5-on-5 we stay in high school hockey. No 4-on-4 at this level like you would see in the NHL. Lochnicki carries the puck out. Finally getting it deep is Henry Hoffman. Andrews behind his own goal. Takes a weird bounce off a stanchion. Almost a break for Loyola.
That's that little door I was mentioning about earlier when Dylan asked me about the ice. You see a weird bounce maybe once a game.
We did see that door open up mid-play during the GBS versus York game.
Offsides is losing his edge was Jenner Layden. Couldn't get back onside. Do you know a hockey mom who goes above and beyond? If so, nominate her to become our Hockey Mom of the Month, presented by FenceWorks. Winners will be recognized throughout the season. Nominate your hockey mom at chicagowolves.com/hockeymom. Plenty of hockey moms here in the rink today. The culture of hockey moms in this sport as old as time. So love that the Wolves have that promotion. Get those nominations in. Here's a shot from Lochnicki. Gets a deflection from Dwyer in front, but not on goal. Again, a weird bounce off of Stanchion. Second one in the last couple of minutes, but Loyola can't take advantage. Donato using the body to try to clear space, centering pass, but Daverman waiting for it for the Ramblers. Here's Dine. Gets across the red line, trying to get the puck deep, but Wolabin does a nice job, and then a little bit disjointed from the Ramblers. They try to enter the zone. It's offsides.
Yeah, it just floats over the blue line a little bit after some Ramblers already got over, so good catch on a very slow, odd-moving puck. I'm liking these last couple of shifts from Loyola ever since that timeout. You're creating chances, but you got to find that finishing touch because it's either just running out of gas or getting a shot that is blocked by your own teammate. You got to be smart positionally, and that dumping just blocked by their own teammate as well.
I mean, it's just been that kind of night right now for Loyola. Solomon carries the puck in for the Trevians. Drags to his backhand, but can't complete the move. Taken away by Gabal. Gabal skates, and again, offsides is just not quite coordinated as Loyola right now. Luke Berghoff gets ahead of the zone, and Loyola's starting to lose some composure here.
Yeah, and unless they caught that slash after, this is just going to be a singular penalty.
You could see the Trevians teammates too holding guy back. They did not want to get. They did not want to get that reciprocal penalty. And just things are not going Loyola's way right now.
I mean, look, I get you're frustrated, but they're going to call that 10 times out of 10. Maybe 9, but more often than not. Now you got to fight off this new Trier power play that is on fire at the right time of the year. Not their usual power play. I mean, you look at the SHL's best power play unit last year. They were the second worst in SHL play this year out of 10 teams, but you would not imagine that right now.
Draw one by the Trevians, trying to bury this game right now in the middle of the second period. Corner, Roween trying to clear space. Now side of the net, across the crease, but not able to get his stick on it. Was George Knight. Trevians keeping play alive here. Minute 32 to go on the power play. Marino. Now coming loose, Kading able to pick it up and clear it for Loyola. Seven and a half to go here in the second period. Selleck tries to drop it past the stick of Nick Thomas. Not able to get it past him, and he's going to try to waste a little bit of time here in the neutral zone. Eventually possession taken away by Marino. He's got Layden coming up the slot. Gets pickpocketed by Kading and cleared once more for the Ramblers.
Yeah, Loyola very quick with their penalty killing shifts. They want to make sure whatever guys are out there have the freshest legs possible, especially when you're turning around after a long, hard fight with Lake Forest yesterday.
Again, a clean exit for the Ramblers. Taken by Nagets in the neutral zone. Lohmeyer checked by Thomas. Now the Ramblers shorthanded. Here's Dine. Dine at least going to take some time. A collision behind the play as the Ramblers cannot believe they're not going to get a penalty out of it.
Going to get a look at it here.
Absolutely should have been interference.
Look, I know you're trying to trap him off of your Nagets, but You've got to remember who you're going against. You got McCauley, who's a lot smaller. He's going to be a little bit easier to throw around. And when you bring your hands down, get your stick, knock him off his balance, that should have easily been a penalty.
We got Max Dunn on the corner cam today, joining our crew. Major shout out. Thanks for helping us out here at the SHL Network. We've got upwards of 10 people as working on this broadcast right now.
Max Dunn, a great referral from an old friend of the network, Matt Boudin. Appreciate him. Long time worked with us here at SHL Network and still making sure we get staffed up to bring you the best angles from all around the rink.
Yeah, that was a great angle to see that. Unfortunate no call.
Below the goal, the Trevian still trying to find something here at the end of this power play. That will just about do it. As Cabal comes out of the box, so Loyola does not pay for the penalty. And back to 5-on-5 play.
You know, it's something small, but Gabal almost jumped early there. That could have been a penalty for too many men.
Nagats backhanded across for Roween, and Nutrier skating with numbers. And now another penalty behind the play. And Luke Jobert is incensed.
Yeah, that's not a penalty. Until I don't see where Jobert's got a penalty going there, but they called it offsetting in the end.
Number 8 black, minor roughing.
I was going to say, if any guy's going to get a penalty there, it's Nagats. Coincidental, still not ideal for Loyola, who probably in their minds thinks they should be on a power play right now, which they have not been on a power play all night. They've gotten 2 penalties against New Trier, but they've both been coincidental.
What I find so interesting is that hand shot up on the contact of the hit, if I saw it correctly. I just don't know what's illegal about that hit.
Here's a shot, glove save for Trapp to keep his team in it.
You kind of see the emotion on Jobert right now. He knows he should not be in this box right now. He's got to be fired up. Shot out of a cannon when he gets out of there.
Draw to the left of Trapp. As Dwyer gets thrown out of the face-off circle, and you can just hear with every negative play for this Rambler side, the groans coming from our right from the Loyola supporter section. His clearance, I don't know if I've ever seen that. Hits the helmet of Dwyer and ricochets all the way down ice.
Great method if they were on the kill there. I mean, that thing had some velocity smoking off of it, the helmet from Dwyer.
I mean, guys, I was doing soccer yesterday. Did not expect to see a header here today.
Well, Jimmy just got a new clip for the blooper reel, I'll tell you that.
We'll do it again to the left of Trapp. Won cleanly by the Ramblers, and they'll try to play it out. Here's Daverman with space. Andrews back to track, laid off for Lochnicki. His shot blocked away by Reed, still loose in the slot. Coming up, getting aggressive now is Donato to keep it alive for the Ramblers. Here's Gall. Shot towards goal, never got to where he wanted it. Daverman, now Andrews without a stick, but New Trier's gonna be able to clear, and that will trickle down ice far enough for an icing.
And guys, this has an eerie similar feel to the SHL semifinals where New Trier was really able to pull away in that second period. Let's see if the next 5 minutes Loyola is just able to respond and gain some momentum coming into the third period.
I mean, if you can just get one right now, then you can go in the break, because the way they're playing right now, they're not getting settled enough in the offensive zone. So what they're doing is they're forcing it. They're taking the first opportunity they can get. It's not the best. You got to be more patient with the puck right now for Loyola. I like Blazejowski where he's placed here. He's going to try to swing up that circle, get a better angle, and try to shoot here. Never mind.
And now again, Loyola getting tossed out of the face-off draw, and the frustration is building on the Loyola side. Now trying to rush over to slow down the play was Chris Cox. New Trier almost had a 2-on-1. Now Soren Selleck wraps the puck around the boards. Broken out, on comes Jack Herstrit. The shot from Wolobin, loose in front. The backhanded from Lohmeyer, looking for another goal in this game, but the stick of the Rambler able to keep it out. Hoffman has the puck taken off his stick. 2-on-3 is not going to get it done for the Ramblers. Puck never left the zone. Here's Blazejowski.
And he's tripped up, and Loyola going to get a penalty, and you get a bit of a Bronx cheer from our right.
Do we have a bench cam reaction for that one? And that's close to a slew foot. It's a clear call to make, and now Loyola, they just felt so much weight come off their shoulders. They know they have a power play unit that can put it in the back of the net in any given moment. A power play goal in their last 2 meetings against New Trier, trying to make it 3.
You feel like if Rambler's going to get on the comeback train, something's got to give here on this 2-minute power play.
And we're buzzing right before the penalty was called, so see if they can carry that momentum in. They score right here, it's a whole different game.
McCauley ties up, sprawling to try to clear it. It was Knight, and now another hit in the corner. Loyola wanted a second penalty, they don't get it. Here's Hoffman, skates to the middle. Hoffman shot, right pad save. Reed through a ton of traffic. McCauley, side of the net. Trying to go backdoor looking for Dine, but just too cute trying to play the backdoor game. And the puck's cleared.
Great first look, but they forced the second. I want more of that blue line utilization. They saw themselves get scored on from a screen, from a point shot. Now do it on the other end.
Stepping across the red line, getting it deep. Now McCauley below the goal. McCauley trying to play back for Dine. Now Thomas in the corner. Trying to move the puck, gets it across to Donato. Thomas, not a good touch below the goal, but Donato coming over, and now we're gonna get a second penalty. No, the arm went up and back down. Cannot believe that arm went down. Not sure how that even happens, frankly. McCauley winning the puck. Thomas below the goal. Here's Dine. Thomas trying to get it across, block shot. The shot from McCauley and goal. Guys, I don't know that I've ever seen that before, and I've never seen a fan base this irate at an officiating crew at a high school hockey game.
Yeah, I mean, safe to say we can't show them right now. Now, I'm a little curious. He was so deep in the corner, it might not have been his hand, and it might have been a fan's hand that shot up. Watch. No, it was a fan's hand.
What a call, Luke. Jimmy, if you could show that first angle again.
But it looked
that is a real optical illusion.
It
Look at this.
absolutely looked that way, and that's what I initially thought, but I said, I've never seen a ref do that.
2 comments. 1, I apologize to the referee. His arm did not go up, to be clear. That was a crazy optical illusion. 2, should have been a penalty.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
to be clear.
Yeah, there's 2 there you could have called.
That's the right thing about it.
Now the face-off, Loyola at the 30-second mark left of this power play. Have had some okay looks at it, just need to start getting pucks to the net. It's been their problem here. Daverman, the shot well wide. Got to put something on net. Lochnicki with the puck at the far point. Tingle waiting for it, gets it. Exchanges with Daverman. Now Daverman top of the air circle, takes a shot loose in front. Dwyer trying to stuff it, but Reed able to make the initial save, and New Trier defense does the rest. And that does it for the power play for the Ramblers. Not able to get a tally themselves. Here's Jobert. Now near half full again. Trevian chipping it out. Donato back to catch up to it. He's been out there a while. Herstritt waiting for it in the slot if somebody from his side can get him the puck. Instead taken away by the Ramblers. Tingle trying to find Jobert, misses him. Comes to Marino. Rink wide with space now, Herstritt. Lohmeyer coming up the slot. Herstritt stops, lets traffic clear. Trying to find Wolobin back door, but the good stick from the Ramblers prevents that pass, and puck up the wall, goes out into the netting with 1:27 to go.
You know, I thought defensively, Loyola's been a lot better at shutting off those types of lanes, that trailer especially, and on the other end, getting a couple of good looks. Daverman has been the shot from the near side, but I'd like to see him get it a little bit lower, try to get a pad kick from Reed, because his first shot was well over, and then the second one was just up top, easy to control.
Hockey fans, visit ChicagoWolvesStore.com to pick up the official 2026 High School State Championships t-shirt and souvenir puck along with a wide selection of Wolves jerseys, sweatshirts, tees, hats, and more. Find all of that at ChicagoWolves.com.
Nice save there by Trapp just to get it into his chest, create another chance at the dot here, start a breakout.
Also saved Max from missing a goal call.
Gotta
Yeah, I almost screwed you there.
Gotta feed the sponsors. If that means I miss a goal call, so be it. Gotta pay the bills, gentlemen. Jenner Layden gets tossed out of the face-off draw.
Tell you what, 8 games in 2 days. I'm looking forward to my direct deposit.
Hard-working crew here, Jana Media, and now Max Kading. Guys, I don't know that I've seen this many face-off ejections combined all season, let alone in one game.
I'll give the wingers credit. They're fighting, though, at the dot. They've won almost half of them.
Layden now, New Trier looking for a penalty in front as Alex Roween was pulled to the ice. No call. Mock plays Jowski, weaving his way through the New Trier defense, but one guy too many, and Jenner Layden carries it out for the Trevians. Layden, a huge hit as Blazejowski had enough of Jenner Layden's weaving through the ice. Donato up for Kading. His shot, kicked to the corner by Reed. Loyola desperately trying to find a goal before the end of this period. That's played by a high stick by the Ramblers, but touched first by New Trier. Here's Hoffman, back to the point Dine. Gets it right back near circle. Kading, sharp angle. Reed hugging that post. Here's the shot from Donato. Traffic in front, glove save for Max Reed.
Yeah, guys, Max Reed able to locate that after a little bit of traffic. He was late recovering over that glove side, but able to come up with a big save to wind down into the third period.
Wes, you had a good look at that hit just moments before in the neutral zone, sort of in our blind spot. How did it look from your end?
I mean, Blazejowski, as Max said, looked like he was sick of Jenner just having the puck through the neutral zone, comes up with a big hit. Looked like Jenner was laboring just a tad bit as going to the bench, but I think he'll be okay.
24 and change to go here in the second period. New Trier, a commanding lead at the moment. The shot from Daverman still loose in front, whacking away at it. Not able to get a second shot were the Ramblers. Final few seconds of this period, Donato using his body to cut the angle off. Solomon gets it in front of his bench. And this one soaring and catching in the netting down to our left for a whistle with 5 to go.
5.4 here, but we're going to go out to center ice, so doesn't seem like much of a chance for either side. Maybe might see an approach from both centers here to just push it forward and try to get one last hurrah.
Tied up on the draw, trickles to Donato, and that will do it for 2 periods of game number 1 of the AHAI Red Varsity State semifinals. New Trier a commanding 3-0 lead.
Yeah, really impressive second period by New Trier. They walk in at the end of the first 1-0. You think Loyola is absolutely still within striking distance to tie this game, and I still think they are, but that is deflating heading into the locker room. Then again, with the stakes, we've seen Loyola with a third period comeback against New Trier before, just not this large, so they're trying to do the unfathomable here.
Yeah, this game is far from over, guys. 17 minutes is a lot of time, and you think back to game 3 between these two teams in the SHL semifinals. New Trier had the running clock before Loyola scored, 3 goals in just about 2 minutes to make it a little more interesting. Trevians then added an empty netter to seal the deal, but you just never know. This sport can be very incredible sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. People forget how good of a third period team Loyola can be.
That will do it for 2 periods of action. We'll take a break, cut the ice, come back with third period action here from West Meadows Ice Arena in just a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. Third period of action in the Red Varsity State semifinal after a break. Hockey fans, the Chicago Wolves and Allstate Arena are the new host of the Illinois High School State Championship games.
He scores!
Mark your calendars now for the 2026 High School State Championships on March 6th and March 15th.
He scores!
Tickets are only $12 each day and are on sale now at all Ticketmaster outlets and Ticketmaster.com. Hockey fans, the Chicago Wolves and Allstate Arena are the new host of the Illinois High School State Championship games.
He scores!
Mark your calendars now for the 2026 High School State Championships on March 6th and March 15th.
He scores!
Tickets are only $12 each day and are on sale now at all Ticketmaster outlets and Ticketmaster.com.
At Planet Fitness, no two members are alike. Their routines are different. They use different equipment.
1, 2, 3.
Woo! And they do it for different reasons.
All right. You're a mythical beast.
But they all have one thing in common.
Hey, you got this. Come on.
They're all strong.
That's right.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
One more, everybody.
One more? I got 5 more.
Hey, grab me one too.
At GYG, clean is the new healthy. But what does clean mean to us? No added preservatives, no artificial flavors, no added colors, and of course, no unacceptable additives in our food. That's why our guests feel so great after eating GYG. We're a food company. We are obsessed with every ingredient. It's our responsibility to serve you real, delicious, clean food. Who said fast food has to be bad food? At GYG, clean is the new healthy. Love ya.
You'll still have common days. Put off your term papers till the last minute. Eat cold pizza right out of the fridge. Update your fantasy roster. This is not one of those days. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
The Earth is 70% water and 30% land. But the entire sky belongs to us.
Copy that. Aim higher, man.
To test the toughness of the Kia Sorento X-Pro and the Kia Sorento Turbo Hybrid, we recreated some of the wettest springs, hottest summers, windiest falls, and coldest winters to prove these three-row SUVs were built for the unstoppable. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the purchase of a new 2026 Sorento.
All these plates. Wow. Food, tables, people, friends, family, memories. Amazing plates. Wings, burgers, baseballs, cake, parties, birthdays, beer, crab legs, goofy, funny, beautiful, messy plates. Every plate, every day is for you. Hooters. Nothing beats the original.
At Planet Fitness, no two members are alike. Their routines are different. They use different equipment.
1, 2, 3.
Woo! And they do it for different reasons.
All right. You're a mythical beast.
But they all have one thing in common.
Hey, you got this. Come on.
They're all strong.
That's right.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
One more, everybody.
One more? I got 5 more. Hey, grab me one too.
At GYG, clean is the new healthy. But what does clean mean to us? No added preservatives, no artificial flavors, no added colors, and of course, no unacceptable additives in our food. That's why our guests feel so great after eating GYG. We're a food company. We are obsessed with every ingredient. It's our responsibility to serve you real, delicious, clean food. Who said fast food has to be bad food? At GYG, clean is the new healthy. Love ya.
You'll still have common days. Put off your term papers till the last minute. Eat cold pizza right out of the fridge. Update your fantasy roster. This is not one of those days. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
The Earth is 70% water and 30% land. But the entire sky belongs to us.
Copy that. Aim higher, man.
To test the toughness of the Kia Sorento X Pro and the Kia Sorento Turbo Hybrid, we recreated some of the wettest springs, hottest summers, windiest falls, and coldest winters to prove these three-row SUVs were built for the unstoppable. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the purchase of a new 2026 Sorento.
All these plates. Wow. Food, tables, people, friends, family, memories, amazing plates. Wings, burgers, baseballs, cake, parties, birthdays, beer, crab legs, goofy, funny, beautiful, messy plates. Every plate, every day is for you. Hooters. Nothing beats the original.
At Planet Fitness, no two members are alike. Their routines are different. They use different equipment.
1, 2, 3.
And they do it for different reasons.
You're a mythical beast.
But they all have one thing in common. They're all strong.
That's right.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
One more, everybody.
One more? I got 5 more. Hey, grab me one too.
At GYG, clean is the new healthy. But what does clean mean to us? No added preservatives, no artificial flavors, no added colors, and of course, no unacceptable additives in our food. That's why our guests feel so great after eating GYG. We're a food company. We are obsessed with every ingredient. It's our responsibility to serve you real, delicious, clean food. Who said fast food has to be bad food? At GYG, clean is the new healthy. Love ya.
You'll still have common days. Put off your term papers till the last minute. Eat cold pizza right out of the fridge. Update your fantasy roster. This is not one of those days. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
The Earth is 70% water and 30% land. But the entire sky belongs to us.
Welcome back to the third period of action here at the AHAI Red Varsity semifinal game. New Trier a commanding 3-0 lead as we head into this third period. It was a second period just completely dominated by New Trier, and you also saw Loyola start to lose a little bit of composure there in the middle part of the period.
Yeah, absolutely. I said to play loosely for Loyola, but there's an extent to that. And New Trier has taken advantage of them on a lot of passing lanes, zone entries, all that good stuff, and it's Adam Charis who's been leading the pack.
We'll send it down to ice level where that man is standing by with our other man, Wes Anderson. Wes, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Coach, shorthanded goal, power play goal yesterday, 2 power play goals tonight. How have you liked how your special team has really catapulted you guys over the last 2 days?
Yeah, great. We have not, you look at the numbers this year, we weren't strong really as we've normally been. Been working a lot on it, practice, have a few different looks now that we like. It's paying off.
Yeah, you're 17 minutes away from your 4th straight trip. What was your message to your guys in the locker room at intermission?
Hey, do not let your foot off the gas. Don't give these guys an inch, because if you do, they'll take it. Got to play 17 minutes.
All right, good luck in the third.
Thanks, Wes.
Guys, back up to you.
Thank you, Wes. And I think the lesson from that SHL semifinal probably on every Trevian's mind about the pressure that Loyola was able to put on. It wasn't enough, but certainly are capable of finding a quick spurt of goals.
I really liked the first couple minutes of that first period for Loyola. They were getting their legs moving. They had a beautiful forecheck. They were causing turnovers. Now you get that type of break. You're in the locker room. Your legs are kind of fresh considering you're playing your second game in 2 days, but these first couple minutes will defy the rest of the game, whether Loyola has a shot or whether they don't. If they're outplayed from the start, I don't see much of a chance, but if they can get at least just a couple of offensive chances in the first couple of minutes, New Trier better watch out.
In case you're curious, New Trier went up after 2 periods, 16-2-0 in the SHL season. Loyola went down 2-8-0. Luke, you were on play-by-play for the last meeting between these teams in the regular season. Loyola outscored New Trier 4-0 in the third. That obviously would be enough if they're able to do the same thing here.
You cannot count them out, but it's up to these first couple forward lines to really make a statement.
17 minutes up on the clock for the Trevians, looking for a 4th straight appearance in the state championship game for Loyola. A miracle comeback to send them to Allstate would be needed here in the third, and we are underway from West Meadows Ice Arena. Max Anderson, Luke Jordan, Dylan Ward, and Wes Anderson down at ice level. Here's a shot from Donato that just missed the far post. We had a great look at that from our broadcast spot. Hoffman wraps it behind the boards. Blazjowski curls in, backhanded shot turned aside by Reed. Sharp angle from Kading. Now again a shot, just getting enough of the jersey of Reed there not to find the back of the net. Now a shot rides high. Donato follows it up. Loyola buzzing, trying to find one here in the first minute. Puck in the corner. Blazjowski chipping it forward. That using the stick, I believe, of Donato, played by high stick, so no play, but impressive nonetheless.
Guys, Max Reed, 3 or 4 great saves. Even on that high stick, he's able to get a pad on that. So the Trevian's netminder checking in here early on to keep this a 3-0 lead.
I mean, it's exactly what I said. You need a good opening shift. You got that. I know you're sent back to your own defensive zone off the high stick, but there were a couple of really good looks, and you just shook the reality of New Trier on that first shift.
Draw one cleanly by Loyola, trying to break out quickly for Luke Jobert. Jobert weaving his way through Solomon. His shot deflects behind Reed. Now McCauley trying to win some board battles. Nick Thomas comes to help as well. Cox was battling at the near point. Eventually, now looked like a boarding call could have happened. We don't get it here down in front of us. A couple of Ramblers run into each other. Around the boards, kept in by Cox. Shot blocked. And now New Trier trying to break free here. Now 2-on-1 if they hurry. Breakaway chance, Solomon. Solomon shoots. Save for Trapp to keep his team in it.
That is a great job by Tommy Lividitis in the neutral zone. His relentless pressure that started there creates this opportunity for Solomon. But Trapp not having to move too much. He just does not bite. Slowly backs in, makes the save. And that is a crucial save to feel these Ramblers are in this one.
Draw to come to the right of Trapp. Minute and a half gone here, the third period. St. Viator and GBS await after this one. Kading. Trying to pick past Alex Roween. Now Donato tries to go rink wide off the shin boards of George Knight. Comes to Roween. Kading able to disrupt the pass, trying to keep it alive in the offensive zone for the Ramblers. Side of the net now, trying to get a backhanded shot was Blazejowski, but what an effort from Reed. Sprawling to deflect the puck away. Roween submarining under Donato. Getting a piece of it was Oyang. Now Donato in the corner. Doesn't get puck support, so Trevian's able to take it away. Roween can't handle it in the neutral zone. Dine trying to step up. Sent across, but nobody there for New Triers. They were in a change. Donato chipping it up the middle of the ice and then running into his own teammate. Seen that 3 times here in the first part of this third period. Behind the goal are the Trevians trying to find a 4th goal to all but put this game away. Instead on comes Daverman with speed up the right side. He's pulled off the puck. Just 3 Trevians draped all over him to take the puck away.
Yeah, especially a great back check there by J.P. Wilson. He had a lot of room to cover.
Coming up with it is the Ramblers. Luke Radel specifically flips a shot, but squeezed by Max Reed.
Yeah, and Reed, he's going to need to make 3 mistakes, basically. Him or his defense to give Loyola a chance. And you can just tell he's playing very composed right now. If he does give out a rebound, it doesn't project too far out in front. Just 1 goal allowed in the quarterfinal game on a really odd-looking shot from the point.
On 39 saves, might I add.
Yeah, incredible game for Reed, and he's feeling the fire.
Had a shutout, 19 for 19 saves in that round of 16, and has his team in quality position here in the Final Four. Marino whacks away at it around the boards and chipped out. Here's Herstrip. In on Trapp. Daverman makes sure it gets away and finds Berghoff. Radel gets the puck deep. Marino finds Wolobin, who chips it once back out towards the Loyola zone. Now Tommy Tingle. Is getting late early here for the Ramblers. They're going to get back into it. They've got to find a goal here in the next couple of minutes. Selleck. Turned aside by Trapp. Now Chris Gall.
They're so focused on the forecheck, they're not exactly positioning correctly for the breakout.
And not realizing that Radel was going for a change, give the puck away again. And it's Gall who fires it, and will be icing. Back towards the Loyola bench we go. Do you know a volunteer or youth player in your hockey community who deserves to be recognized? The Wolves and Guzman y Gomez have teamed up for the Lil Wolves Amateur Hockey Volunteer of the Month program. Learn more at chicagowolves.com/fansden.
I think Loyola needed that whistle just to bring themselves back together. They had a first couple shifts that looked really good, and now they're starting to slow down.
Not able to break out of their zone as that puck didn't meet Nick Thomas. Here's Dine along the far half wall, has his pocket picked, and Lividitis should be a hooking call. That's exactly what it'll be. Loyola's going to get their chance on a power play coming up. And when you say a must score, you feel like this is a must score where I'll even tease the idea. Do you consider pulling a goalie here?
Number 88, 2 minutes. minutes for hooking.
Max, I think it's a little too early in the period to pull the goalie, but I do like where your head's at. I wouldn't be surprised if we get that goalie pulled a little bit earlier than we're used to, just given the fact that it's a 3-goal deficit.
What would the number have to be for you to see a goalie pulled down 3 with a power play? Just out of curiosity.
I think it'd be closer to the 7 or 6 minute mark. I think 12 just a tad too early, but I do think that's something that's going through the mind of the Loyola coaching staff is when is Trapp going to come out of the net to get that extra skater?
Yeah, no, I'm with you there, Wes. I just think 12 minutes, especially with the chance that New Trier could just send it on net with no penalty, got to be careful.
Here's Hoffman. As Dine instead drops for Thomas. Gets it right back. Trying to find a shooting angle, finds one, shoots, but it's blocked by Jack Hirsch straight on its way towards goal. Donato's shot blocked by his own teammate. Dine circles, has Hoffman at the far point. Gives it right back. Drops below the goal for Thomas. Loyola trying to find once again that perfect angle. They're got to start getting some pucks towards net. Here's Dine. Can't handle the puck. Excuse me, that's Hoffman. Donato takes a shot, gets the rebound as Thomas was right there. Case in point, you got to get pucks towards net and give yourself some opportunities.
Yeah, a couple of chances they could have gone back to the center blue line there. You got to utilize that point. But I do like how they're setting it up. They're setting it up for that. They just have to find it because they've got guys sneaking down low.
Just need to find that next gear. Is not able to get the puck deep as Hoffman. And the Trevians clear once more. Donato finding Dine with speed. Here's Dine, top of the far circle. Looking for some support, turns, gets a centering pass, the deflection from Dwyer, just wide. But starting to get the idea, that's twice now they've put the puck towards the front of the net and are inches away from a goal. Here's Daverman. Steps across the red line, it hit the New Trier bench, I believe.
Yeah.
So that should be an offensive zone draw for...
It's weird because I think it depends on what portion of the bench that it hit. If it was on the right side of the blue line there,
so let me
it might be deemed back to the neutral zone.
Let me give a general rules complaint then about that ruling.
Yeah,
if I'm New Trier, why not stick half of your body of every guy on the bench over the boards?
Well, you can get called though. If it is obvious, you can get called, but that's not enough there.
Fired in the final 10 seconds of the power play for Loyola. Tommy Tingle trying to win it in the corner. That will do it for the power play. Back to full strength is New Trier, looking to make a pass but missing, and it'll be icing.
Also, I could be mistaken, but I believe the puck actually hit that blue foam padding as opposed to a player on the bench. I'm not sure if Jimmy actually has a replay of that, but that's what I thought in real time.
Especially on the power play, that should be an advantage type of play. Whatever is the best case scenario for the attacking team, in my opinion, is how that should be adjudicated, but they don't ask me to make the rules. Draw able to keep alive in the corners. Gabal centering pass, Lochnicki. I don't know if it ever got all the way to him as Rowan chips it out of the zone and settled down by Chris Cox. Now Cox stepping up as he's trying to make a play for his team. Eventually it's Luke Berghoff that gets the puck deep for the Ramblers. 10 minutes to go in game number 1 of the state semifinals in the Red Varsity Division. Tommy Tingle gets it deep.
Yeah, it's off. Good catch there by the linesman. Berghoff jumped the gun.
Knight skates with it through the neutral zone. Knight circling, getting pressure the whole way, and Tingle forces a weak shot, gloved by Trapp.
It's just felt dead these last couple of minutes, and you look up at the clock, you're in single-digit minutes. You've got to get moving for Loyola. I know I sound like a broken record, but that's just the reality of this game. It's your season. You got a lot of seniors on this team trying not to play their last here in the Gold Maroon. Blazejowski is well off the circle on the far side. I think they're going to try to shoot it up ice on a breakout here, up that far side. Utilize Blazejowski, speed and size for his own entry, but they lose a draw.
Shot from the near point. Oyang went wide. Now Kading with it for Loyola coming forward, but not with numbers. 4 guys back for the Trevians and not able to keep it in at the point. This play by Hoffman to prevent the clear. Gets it into the offensive zone. Donato whipping it towards Reed. A bit of a deflection from Blazejowski. Now Trevians trying to take advantage of Loyola getting aggressive. Up with the shot is Wolobin, saved by Trapp, turned aside. Kading, somehow Wolobin wins the puck. Dine off the glass. Oyang kept it alive initially, but Blazejowski gets it out for Loyola. 3-on-3 they come. Now 3-on-2 as the Trevians are making a change. Kading has his stick tied up. Brilliant play by Oyang. Now Donato, even with the goal. Backdoor chance, Dine, but an active stick. I believe that's Solomon backdoor that got in the way. And cleared by the Trevians.
And Max, you hit the nail on the head. Isaac Solomon with a great job backdoor helping his goaltender out. New Trier, the last 2 minutes, doing a good job of collapsing in front of their goaltender, eliminating those cross-ice plays and really helping him out as things wind down here in the third period.
Guys, we're officially past the halfway mark of this 17-minute third period. Loyola still without an answer. They've had some great looks here in the third. Don't forget, they've already used their timeout as well, so I want to get something on the board here. Maybe a goalie pull somewhat soon, as we were talking about just a couple minutes ago here on the broadcast.
Rowan gets tossed out of the dot for the Trevians. They're still able to win the draw as Marino wraps it around the boards. Kept in at the point by Chris Gall initially, but right back out by the Trevians. Chipped along, missing everybody. That will be icing. No, icing waived or ignored. Can't tell which. Here's Thomas. A bad turnover. Here's a shot from the slot. Getting a piece of it off the shot from Solomon, and still 3-0.
Yeah, you saw the jump there early for New Trier off the faceoff, and something that's just ticky-tacky in my hockey brain that I wanted to point out. It's really impressive how both of these teams, no matter winger or center, they can all take faceoffs. We've had numerous moments in this game where the center gets thrown out, winger comes in and still wins it. A lot of these guys have faceoff experience, it seems.
Ramblers able to win a draw, trying to make a play out of their own zone off that draw, but Daverman couldn't catch up to it. Chips up into the Loyola bench. We'll get a whistle.
Tommy Leviditis is trying to point and say that should be in the Loyola defensive zone, but they immediately point at the center ice circle. We'll go back to the middle, and this is the line I mentioned that can get a spark going for the Ramblers. No better time than now. 7:50 to go.
Center ice draw. The Trevians able to win it and get the puck deep. Time is running short for the Ramblers. Now tangled up behind the play are Donato and another Trevian, still messing with each other coming up the ice. That's Solomon. Dine, nice move behind the cage, trying to create some space. Collapses quickly. Centering pass, backhanded shot from Dwyer, turned aside by Reed. And chipped out by the Trevians.
Couple of real nice chances in this period for Loyola, but Max Reed has been shutting them down. I think on Loyola's zone entry right now, I like what they did there. They kind of lost their identity at the blue line and said, you know what? We're just going to dump it in. We're going to get pucks in deep. You folks have all heard that term before. I want Loyola to really do that because you have a forecheck that can take a puck away here from this New Trier defense. Or heck, just win the race. They're lined up like a box here.
Draw to the right of Reed. And they win it again, and we don't keep official face-off stats here, but I had to guess New Trier's got to be upwards of 60-65% at the dot tonight. Stuff attempted, beating trap! Something out of nothing! And it's Charlie Cannon that makes it 4-0 New Trier.
Well, we've got 7 minutes to go, but it feels like the state appearance sealer right there for Charlie Cannon. It's gotta feel good. He just hustles his way to this puck, beats Donato, and then just tucks it in between the blocker and pad of Charlie Trapp, who cannot believe it. This Loyola team, so many returners that were a part of the semifinal loss last year, trying not to let it happen again, but they are going to need to pull off the unthinkable at this point.
4-0 New Trier, and this is looking a lot more like Game 3 of the SHL semifinals than either of the first two games. And New Trier has found their stride here at the end of the season. They had a hiccup there in January where that cost them an SHL regular season championship, but since then they have been locked in and playing phenomenal hockey over the last month or so. Hoffman trying to find Loyola's way on the scoreboard. A shot across the crease, but not on target. Here's a shot from Smiley, gets blocked, back out to neutral ice.
Gonna see a lot of those shot blocks next game from St. Viator, New Trier, and Loyola. Really, both these teams do a great job at them.
And now a huge hit as Gabal hits Wolobin, and that might be more than two as Wolobin down on the ice holding his head.
Yeah, I don't know if we're generally allowed to replay that. I don't think so, so we're not going to look at it. What we could see in real time just might have been, I think there's an elbow up high. Not just head contact.
What we can certainly show you is the stare that Adam Cheris just gave the Loyola bench as he slowly walks out to his player. And that's Jack Wolobin, some concern, but he's up to his skates. Jimmy, if we could go ahead and show that now that he's up to his skates. Jimmy, if we could show that he's up to his skates. And he skates off the ice. Seems to be no worse for the wear. We'll get the call. Can't hear the announcement, but Julian Gabal is going to head to the locker room. Been a phenomenal player for Loyola. Not the way he would want to see his season end with his program. Still haven't heard what the official call is.
It's a 5-minute for either elbowing or head contact, I would assume, but one way or another, Gabal's out of this game, and we saw these late game festivities yesterday between St. Ignatius and New Trier. New Trier ended up having Dominic Fontana thrown out, and that's why he's missing this game. You've got to try your best to stay out of it. So one of my keys to this game for New Trier, it's actually quite literally number one, stay out of the crap. So you got to try your best to stay away from what Loyola is trying to feed you.
Still nothing loaded in on game sheet, guys, but yeah, there it is on the clock. 5-minute major. And this will last the full 5 minutes regardless of how many times they score. This could be over just based on that. It would take an absolute miracle for Loyola at this point.
Peter Lochnicki is going to serve the 5-minute major. Another guy with a sparkling career here at Loyola. You can see the frustration on that young man's face. As New Trier going to try for a running clock. Trapp makes a good save as Wolobin doesn't even miss a shift.
Circling back to the goal by Charlie Cannon, just 4 points in the regular season for him. Guys, in the state playoffs, SHL playoffs, and SHL regular season, that is just his 3rd point in his last 15 games. That's got to feel good for him.
Depth pieces, man. If you have your 2nd, 3rd, 4th line guys getting on the score sheet, you are trouble for anybody else in the state.
Loyola able to win the draw and clear it. For the Trevians, they'll have a few days off, couple of practices this week before a date for their 4th straight state championship Friday night at Allstate Arena. Again, tickets on sale. I'm sure you Trevian fans will start gobbling those up if you haven't already.
Max, are you calling it?
Calling what, Dylan?
the win for New Trier here.
Well,
yeah, yes, I am.
All right. I guess the student section is too.
Well, they've been doing that a while, you think?
Here's Donato. Herstrit trying to add to their already big lead. Wolobin finishes it. Silky hands to beat Trapp. And that will trigger a running clock for the Trevians here in the state semifinals.
Well, if there's anybody that wanted to put a cherry on top the most, it was Wolobin, who took that hard hit. Gets right back on. First shift. A beautiful feed from his teammate Jack Herstrit. Those two have been connecting all season, and they're going to carry some momentum into the state final.
And guys, with that goal, New Trier Green 3 for 5 tonight on the power play. Their special teams has been absolutely lethal the last 2 days.
I mean, we talk about teams that have spent their entire seasons working on power plays that have made great improvements. It hasn't been too many weeks that it seems New Trier has been practicing the man advantage, and look at how quickly they've gotten it in a beautiful flow.
Nick Thomas just left the ice as well. Didn't see if there was a penalty or what that was for. Not sure what it was for, but looks like Nick Thomas's, or excuse me, yes, Nick Thomas's evening is over. Just complete domination tonight from New Trier, not just the scoreboard. Loyola, I can really only think of 2, maybe 3 high-quality chances at the most. Just never really found it to find any offensive rhythm. Had a couple of power plays to try to change the dynamic of this game in the second and certainly here in this third period, and just never were able to find it. As New Trier now leading 5-0 with the running clock. Max Reed swipes the puck away. Now Dine carries it in. You know that Jack Wolobin goal after taking the hit from Julian Gabal. There's a shot from Marino, misses. Get back to that thought in just a second. Chip towards Trapp, but always brings me back to the 2015 Cubs wildcard game. Jake Arrieta was pitching as well as any pitcher ever. And what looked like a pretty obvious hit by pitch as Arrieta was in the box caused a stir. And what did he do on the very first pitch from first base? He stole second. In one of the more iconic stuff it in their face moments I can remember. And for Jack Wolobin, reminds me of similar. After taking that high hit that led to the end of the game for Julian Gabal to come in and put the icing on top to get the running clock at 5-0. Must have been a sweet feeling for that young man.
Oh, I mean, this scoreboard could have read so much bigger hypothetically, and he would have still done the same celebration. Just feeling so much relief. Getting your head back into the game after a hard hit is never easy, but apparently it is for Jack Wolobin.
Come the Ramblers, down 5-0. Doesn't look like they're going to pull a goalie and take the licks that they've taken here today and hopefully keep it where it's at. If Tommy Lividitis has anything to say about it, he wants to add more. And now Lividitis and Donato getting tangled up, having some words with each other.
If he's my teammate, I'm telling him just say scoreboard and move on.
Skate up the ice. Don't want anything to cost your team with the most important game of your lives coming up in just a couple of days.
And you know, unlike previous seasons last year, they had to play the SHL final on a Wednesday. They did that a couple more years back too. They're going to know who they play in the final.
Now,
they're going to have all week to prepare.
Puck stuck under somebody right in front of Reed. But cleared once more. Minute and a half to go here in the game. Stay tuned with us. Coming up probably about 15 minutes after this one wraps, we'll have game 2 of the Red Varsity semifinals, which will feature St. Viator and the upset-minded Glenbrook South Titans.
And for Charlie Trapp, you know, it's not the best outing on paper. I thought he played pretty well today. We've watched him on this gold team since his freshman year. He is a junior, so he will be back next season. Have one more shot at winning a state trophy.
I mean, they're still going to have a really good core next year, guys. Loyola could very much be back in the spot or even further next year. Nothing to hang your head about. They're just saying Lochnicki can't leave the box until the puck is dropped here with that running clock.
I'll be honest, that is a rule I did not realize.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
I've been running clocked a couple of times in my life.
Chipped out here in the final few seconds for Loyola.
I think they might call it here. 30 seconds.
One of those moments where, for the good of everybody, I think that would be a prudent move from this officiating crew.
Hold on, Max. Not you, Max Reed. He's trying to celebrate
what you meant.
already.
I knew what you meant. I saw the same excitement on Max Reed's face. Another 25-shot shutout for Max Reed, and the Trevians are heading back to the state championship.
A lot of respect there for Jack Dwyer, who was in a pile of Trevians, was able to shake a couple of hands before he went back to that Loyola pile. But, I mean, this is a rivalry that New Trier, these seniors especially, will not forget, having won 6 of 8 on the season against their foe just a couple of blocks away. When you talk about the radius between these high schools, and gotta feel good you get the last punch and you're headed to the Allstate Arena.
This New Trier team has just been just about perfect here in the AHAI State playoffs. 10-0 over Mount Carmel, 6-0 over Fenwick, 4-1 yesterday over Ignatius. How's 5-0 against your biggest rival? By my count, guys, they're outscoring their opponents 25-1 across 4 games. And they've got one more here on their season, at least in Illinois, as they hope to extend their season and play for nationals in the 4th straight year. But Adam Cheris took over this program in the 22-23 season. He has never failed to advance to the state championship 4 for 4. He has never failed to lose the state championship 3 for 3. We can see if he can make that one 4 for 4 as well.
Saying that, New Trier fans, if you're watching with us at home, head over to ChicagoWolves.com and buy those state championship tickets. Your ticket is punched, metaphorically. Now it's time to literally buy it. Ticketmaster.com or wherever you get your tickets associated with Ticketmaster.com. And if you had any question who Wes Anderson was going to pull aside for the post-game interview, you clearly have not been watching the SHL Network enough. Wes, with the shutout goaltender, Max Reed.
Thanks, guys. Matt, you guys lost to St. Viator in the SHL Finals. You guys played this Loyola team before you got there. What did you guys do as a team to come together before these state playoffs?
You know, we spent a lot of time as a team together, and that was big. Now yeah, we spent a lot of time as a team together. We grew closer over these couple of weeks, and now we're going back. We get another shot at them, hopefully. GBS and Viator are both 2 very strong teams, so it's going to be a fun game no matter what.
Now I want to focus on you. 87 of 88 saves in the 3 games you've played in this state tournament. You came back after playing for the Reapers last season. What would it mean to you to bring your school their 4th straight state championship?
I mean, it means a lot. It means a lot to everyone. The community, it's big for them, and that's the reason we do it, right? That's the reason. It's for the fans, it's for the community, it's for the boys. It's like we have a big bond right now, and that's what it's all about.
All right, go enjoy with the teammates.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Guys, back up to you.
Thank you, Wes. Great work all game long down at ice level, and that will do it for us from game 1. A 5-0 dominant victory for the New Trier Trevians. I want to thank our great crew, as we always do, and it's a big one. Max Dunn down on camera. We had Joel Schneider on one of the cameras. We had Matt Freeman on another camera. Our second engineer was Gerard Boris today. Of course, Jimmy the Wiz Olson spinning all the dials, as he always does for us here at the SHL Network.
bringing you all the angles. 10 cameras is what I counted for this special AHAI Red Varsity semifinal games. Your broadcast crew, Wes Anderson down at ice level, Dylan Ward, Luke Jordan up here with me. I am Max Anderson. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. Flip over to that other link. We'll be live in about 15 minutes for Game 2 of the Red Varsity State semifinals.